everyone. Along with Bob Brendley, I'm Len Casper. We have a fun show for you tonight. We think you're going to like how it turns out. We go back to Sunday night. We'll rebroadcast the Cubs and the Astros from Milwaukee. Carlos Zambrano with the first Cubs no-hitter since 1972. And, Bob, there were definitely unusual circumstances going into the game.
Yeah, no question about it. Unusual circumstances for everybody, perhaps except for Carlos. But we've talked for years about Carlos Zambrano and his abilities and what he's capable of doing on a given day, that this guy has the kind of stuff that if he has it all working on a given day, he can go out and throw a no-hitter. Well, he did it.
Yeah, he's had no-hit stuff in the past, and when that's happened, we've talked about Mil Pappas back in 1972, the last Cubs no-hitter. It was September 2nd of that year, and Big Z was very aware of that fact.
Indeed, he was. Carlos is very aware of the history, not only of the Cubs, but of the game of baseball in general. You asked him the question after the ball game, do you know who the last Cub to throw a no-no was? And he came up with the answer right away. You like to see guys who have that kind of respect for the history of the game and the people who have gone before, and Carlos has that respect.
Carlos also was working on a lot of rest. Remember, he had the shoulder inflammation and tendonitis, and he came right out in the first inning and was throwing in the upper 90s.
Yeah, I think we forget that going into that start, there were a lot of question marks surrounding Carlos Zambrano and his availability in the last couple weeks of the season, but he certainly answered all those questions with an exclamation point.
The other big issue was because of the rest and the shoulder, the pitch count was a bit of a concern, but by the end of the ball game, that wasn't an issue.
Well, Lou said after the ball game, he told his bench coach, Alan Trammell, hey, if I have to go get him, I'm sending you. I'm not going out there. When a guy has a no-hitter going and he's as in complete command as Carlos was in this ball game, you tend to be a little more flexible with those pitch count numbers.
It was a pro Cubs crowd of over 23,000 at Miller Park in Milwaukee. The Carlos Zambrano no-hitter coming up right after this. Enjoy.
The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
After a couple of unscheduled off days due to the effects of Hurricane Ike, the Cubs have actually added a game to their lead. The Brewers lost yesterday in Philadelphia and again earlier today in the first of a split doubleheader. So the Cubs are 6.5 up, and they are in Milwaukee, but they're playing the Houston Astros. The Cubs will be the road team, the Astros the home club. It's the first of a quick two-game series here on WGN Sports. Hi again, everyone. Bob Brendley and Len Casper with you. Unique circumstances here, and our first thoughts go out to all the victims of Hurricane Ike. A lot of people lost power at the very least. The Astros were fortunate to get out of Houston today, and here we go. We're back in action.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation for everybody involved, but I think this is the best-case scenario. Major League Baseball, after pondering all the possibilities, came up with this, and I think it's going to work well.
Well, the Brewers are not here, but let's see how the Cubs and the Astros have played in this ballpark.
Well, the Cubs have been much better here at Miller Park this season with the 4-0 record. They've hit well here. They've pitched well here. Hasn't been the same stories for the Astros with the 3-6 mark, and especially the pitching has been subpar here at Miller Park.
Well, the Astros have won 14 of 15. Big Z will try to cool them off here tonight, and this is a big start for him. It's going to be his first in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 12 days since Carlos last towed the rubber, and I don't think there's been a start this season that will be more under a microscope than Carlos Zambrano tonight, given his physical problems, his ineffectiveness in the month of August, and certainly the playoffs looming around the corner. Big start for Z.
And it'll be left-hander Randy Wolf. The last time we saw him 2 starts ago, and he shut out the Cubs at Wrigley.
Now, Randy Wolf has been a real good pickup for the Astros. That 9-inning, 6-hit shutout against the Cubs last time.
Well, either 15 or 16 to go, depending on whether Game 3 needs to be played after the season, but no off days left for the Cubs as they try to clinch a playoff spot and the National League Central. It's the Cubs and the Astros from Milwaukee next.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
The day begins the same as it has every day for over 130 years. With generations of brewmasters still hand-selecting the finest hops and 2- and 6-row barley. With a stubborn commitment to an age-old recipe, which costs so much to brew and age. It's a tradition of quality we'll always stand by. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back.
He scores!
Just for men. Keep your edge.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. 1 A Day Women's.
Join the Night Watchman as he secures the fortress in an ongoing quest to keep it safe from mediocre television. Travel deep down to the movie underground to screen another movie mind fresh from the vaults. Next Friday, Matt Damon and Heath Ledger star as con artists in Terry Gilliam's fairy tale-like epic, The Brothers Grimm.
We're here to save your land from evil enchantments.
Enter the movie underground next Friday night at 8 East, 5 West, right here on WGN America.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and easy drinking Bush Light. AM/PM. AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Comcast. Proven advanced technology. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV. Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. And by Southwest Airlines, the only airline to offer low fares without hidden fees. Book now at southwest.com, where what you see is what you pay. Well, the roof is closed. A ton of rain in the Midwest. And certainly in Chicago, some flooding issues there. Rained on the trip up here to Milwaukee, so the roof closed tonight. And we'll see about tomorrow. It'll be a 1 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, Wrigley Field North, it certainly feels like that. A lot of Cubs blue in the stands. And this Cubs Pepsi lineup got a huge ovation when they just announced it here inside Miller Park. Soriano, Terrio, and Lee will start it. Ramirez, Soto, DeRosa in the middle. Johnson, Cedeno, and Zambrano at the bottom.
Take a look at the Astros defensively. Erstad, Bourne, and Pence across the outfield. Jeff Blum at third. Miguel Tejada at short. Dave Newhan at second base. Lance Berkman, perennial all-star, over at first base. Humberto Quintero behind the plate tonight, and he'll be receiving pitches from the left-hander, Randy Wolf. Wolf was fantastic against the Cubs back on the 3rd of September. 9 innings, gave up only 6 hits, struck out 8 batters, walked 2 in shutting out the Cubs. He was opposed by Ryan Dempster in that ball game. See, about a hit an inning. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Randy Wolf will sink a fastball, cut a fastball, big curve, occasional slider, occasional changeup.
See how the Cubs have done against the National League Central. 41-29 overall, but just 6-9 against the Astros, who swept the Cubs the last time they met up. That was at Wrigley Field. Now the umpires tonight, the crew chief is Tim Cheetah, and he's going to work the plate. Joyce Nelson and Estabrook on the bases. So it was a 3-game series in Houston. 2 of these games will be played here. If game 3 is necessary, meaning it has playoff implications, it would be played the day after the regular season in Houston. And that would be on September 29th. So the Cubs and Astros back in action for the first time since Thursday night. And we are underway. A strike to Soriano. Cubs wearing the road unis, the alternate blue tops. The Astros are treating this like a road trip, even though technically it's a home game for them. So they're wearing the road gray pants as well. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, most clubhouse managers are very systematic, and the road clothes are packed away in hampers and ready to go for the next trip. And rather than unpack all the road clothes and repack the white home clothes,
Soriano sends that one high and very deep and gone. A leadoff homer for Soriano, getting the crowd into it right off the bat. His 28th homer of the year.
It didn't take much to get this pro Cubs crowd on their feet here tonight. First batter of the game, Alfonso Soriano gets a low fastball inside part of the plate, right where he likes it.
Foul pop by Terrio. Out of play.
Thing for me to get used to is the fact the Cubs are in the first base dugout, which is usually reserved for the home team, the Brewers here.
Yeah, not quite sure why, but the road team does have the home clubhouse. The Astros over on the third base side. Just kind of adjust.
I guess when you think about it, both the Cubs and the Astros have been visiting teams here in Milwaukee many times, and you're accustomed to the visiting side. You know where everything is over there. You have your routine for the visiting clubhouse when you come up here to Milwaukee, so they probably took that one to try to feel as comfortable as possible.
Newhand throws out Terrio for the first out.
Boy, for Soriano, his hot streak against the Astros continues. He's got 10 hits against the Astros this summer. 5 of them have been long balls.
He came in hitting just 188 against the Astros, but as you mentioned, all the power. But he also came in at 414 in this ballpark. Derek Lee with 1 out.
I think there's probably only so much you can garner from the stats in this ballpark, because you're not playing the team who calls this ballpark home. And certainly the pitchers that you face here at this ballpark will have a huge determining factor in what your numbers are.
Anybody on the Cubs roster, non-pitcher we're talking, could have used the 2 days off. Maybe it was Derek after an 0 for 5 on Thursday in St. Louis. Said it was probably the worst he's felt in 5 years. Didn't have an explanation for it. The average has been fine, 292. And he just hasn't been hitting for a lot of power lately. In the dirt. And that evens the count at 2-2. And we're keeping a close eye on the Brewers and the Phillies. Phillies going for the sweep. Jimmy Rollins. Another home run, 2-0. They lead in the bottom of the second.
Actually, that score is now 4-0 Philadelphia. The end of the second inning. Not sure how they tacked on the extra runs, but 4-zip Phillies.
Swing and a miss for the second out. Well, for those of you watching on the high definition channel tonight, basically this thing was put together at the last second. Didn't actually find out we were going to play here in Milwaukee until late in the evening last night. So we want to thank ESPN and Major League Baseball for allowing us to televise the game here tonight, and our great crew for putting this whole thing together. And we may not have all the bells and whistles that we normally have, including a high-definition signal, but we are on the air, bringing you Cubs baseball tonight here on WGN. 2-0. And a lot of hours spent getting this thing together. Pitch. Ramirez with a big hack. 2-1.
And the umpires were even in limbo for the last couple days. I talked to Jim Joyce before the ball game as they were making their way to the umpires' room, and they didn't know where they were going to be until late last night.
Bounce straight back. Giovanni Soto in the on-deck circle. He'll bat only if Ramirez can reach. Soriano with a leadoff homer. Hit foul out of play. Not only were the Cubs loudly cheered when their lineup was announced, but the Astros were booed. So if there was any doubt about the fans and who they're rooting for tonight, I think that pretty much erased any. Even though the Astros technically are the home club. Pulled foul. My curiosity was, if you're a Brewer fan and you're coming to the ballpark tonight, are you rooting for the Cubs? Considering how tight the wild card race is. And I would think that if you were logical about it, you probably would. Trying to hold off the Phillies. Three-two pitch. And we'll do it again.
Good battle here by Ramirez. Try to run up some pitch count on Randy Wolf here in the first inning of this ball game. His last start against the Cubs, he was totally in command for all 9 innings. He scattered 6 hits, never gave up more than 2 hits in an inning. Had great command of everything in that ball game.
Another 3-2, big swing and a miss. Wolf with back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. But Soriano getting the Cubs and their fans going. It's Cubs 1, Astros coming up.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up. The next, you feel worse than before. The answer is large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy and amino acids for focus, alertness, and better mood. There's 0 sugar, about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, and only 4 calories. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling bright, awake, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores. Or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
Check. Strength meets intelligence. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Honda.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. The greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
This is my hotel.
My hotel.
As a business person, I know what business travelers need.
That's why we offer our free Gold Crown Club International card.
Use it to earn points towards free nights, air miles, car rentals, and more.
We're ready for business wherever your business takes you.
Join the rewards program that gives you rewards faster. Stay any 2 qualified nights at Best Western between September 14th and November 21st and earn double points when you pay with your MasterCard. Earn even more at bestwestern.com.
It's not a dream. You are not hallucinating. You're witnessing the metamorphosis of a new network. WGN America. Keep your eyes
Hottest team in baseball, the Astros. Again, a couple of days off. They didn't want those days off, but here's their lineup. Erstad, Bourne, Tejada at the top. Tejada's hitting 12 straight. Berkman, Blum, Pence on a 13-game hitting streak, hitting 6. Newhand, Quintero, and Wolf will round it out.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively, brought to you by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. Soriano, Reed Johnson, and Mark DeRosa across the outfield. Ramirez, Terrio, Cedeno, Lee across the infield. Giovanni Soto behind the plate tonight for right-hander Carlos Zambrano. You may notice an all right-handed hitting lineup, with the exception of the switch hitter Carlos Zambrano.
Already chopping on that gum. He's ready to go. Darren Erstad's playing left. Carlos Lee out for the rest of the regular season with the broken finger. Ty Wigginton with a groin injury. We won't see Wigginton as a starter in this series. He is available off the bench. But to be honest with you, lately, Bob, it hasn't mattered who's been in their lineup. They just continue to win. 14 out of their last 15.
Yeah, they got their mojo working right now, feeling real good about themselves. And the Cubs have been through several stretches like that this season where it just seems like there's a different hero every day when you need somebody to come up with a big knock. The Astros have been able to do that over the last 15 games.
And Z finally deals strike one. 3-1 to count. Ball right at the second baseman. Ryan Cedeno.
These numbers reflect how hot the Astros have been over their last 15 ball games, hitting .281 as a team, pounding the ball out of the ballpark, and getting outstanding pitching with the 2.18 ERA.
They also have won 9 straight at home, but well, technically they are at home. Practically it's not.
Yeah. Well, and obviously the Astros would have liked to have played these games at home. That goes without saying. We wish conditions were different, and we would have made the road trip according to schedule. Yeah, but one particular factor is Randy Wolf. His numbers this season, home and road, quite a disparity.
The 1-1 to Michael Bourne, swung on and missed. 1 and 2.
Wolf is 8-4 at home this season with an ERA under 3, but on the road he's 2-7 with an ERA of over 6. So just another reason why the Astros would like to be playing at Minute Maid Park tonight.
We apologize, we don't have our pitch speed readout, but here in the ballpark, the last 2 pitches read at 98 and 99. I'm thinking that it's maybe a little hot.
Maybe a little hot.
Got him, called strike 3, and again that one read at 98. I don't know how much we should necessarily trust it. Maybe Z's throwing 98, who knows?
Well, and the throwback from Giovanni Soto to Carlos Zambrano was clocked at 51, so Giovanni's got good stuff tonight too.
Well, that was right down Main Street. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Miguel Tejada. 5 for 9 with a home run in his career against Carlos. And he takes a home run swing and couldn't find it. And fires on an 0-2, a slicing fly ball out near DeRosa. He will catch it. And after a 3-0 start to the leadoff man, as he comes back, gets Erstad, Bourne, and Tejada. There's the Astros owner, Drayton McClain. 1-0 Cubs after 1.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Hi. What can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Dad? It's time. You'd be a really nice catch for somebody. Please?
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the gray hair, and can start something great.
Yes!
Just for Men.
Everyone's got their eye on the prize.
The most interesting case gets the ticket to Reno.
They're exploring every crack.
And as you can see, the ass is on the front.
It's Reno or bust.
You're getting fake breasts? Stripper big.
Next Scrubs.
Scrubs tomorrow at 11. They were fearless. They were ferocious.
Don't panic!
They were the Brothers Grimm. Discover the heroes.
We'll find your sisters.
Behind the legend.
We can give it a happy ending.
The Brothers Grimm.
Saturday night at 1:30 on WGN America.
Len and Bob and our WGN Sports crew from Milwaukee. The Cubs and the Astros moving to a neutral site tonight and tomorrow. Giovanni Soto takes strike one from Randy Wolf. Soriano led off the ball game with his 28th home run. Heard all kinds of rumors about where this series might end up being played, and considering all the rain throughout much of the country, it certainly made a lot of sense to play here with the retractable roof. Fouled back by Soto. Drayton McClain had been adamant before and during the hurricane that his team remain in Houston with their families, and he really wanted the game to be played at Minute Maid Park so Astros fans could come out to see the team. But he admitted that it didn't make sense to play baseball where there was all kinds of damage caused by that storm. The city, by and large, without power as Hunter Pence makes the catch.
There's a lot more to it than just opening the gates and letting the fans come in and watch a ball game. Obviously, it takes an army of people to get a ballpark prepared. The ushers, the concessionaires, the people who work behind the scenes, not to mention a police presence and emergency technicians. And obviously, those people have more pressing duties right now than coming to the ballpark.
Cubs right fielder Mark DeRosa. Ball one. Career highs in home runs and RBIs already for Mark. And a hitter's count. The 2-0 from Wolf is popped up. Short right this time, and it's Pence again. So after the home run by Soriano, Wolf has set down the last 5 in a row. The Cubs and the McCormick Foundation are raising funds for relief to victims of Hurricane Ike. You can contribute by calling 866-242-5006 or visit McCormickFoundation.org. The foundation is going to match the first $2 million in donations at 50 cents on the dollar. And grants will go to nonprofit organizations serving storm victims in the affected communities. So again, McCormickFoundation.org on the net. Johnson getting the start against the lefty. Cubs will face right-hander Brian Moeller tomorrow. Ted Lilly will get the start for the Cubs. 1-1. Quintero wants it near the outside corner. It was over the plate, and then Reed fouled it back.
He gave you those 98-mile-per-hour readings on Zambrano in the bottom half of the inning. The gun has been turned off this inning. I think perhaps maybe they're trying to recalibrate. Might have been off just a little bit as this game started. Haven't seen a reading on Randy Wolf so far in this inning.
Wolf's going to call for it because it's not hit very high, and he goes 1-2-3 in the second. Bottom two coming up. Cubs 1, Astros nothing.
Myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff gives you double Pepsi stuff points.
With double stuff points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips.
Because double really is better.
Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuff points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
We landed. In the middle of the road. Hop in this room.
There's one thing. We're nudists.
Wow.
Ugh.
Rear view camera. Ride ready. The new Pilot, only from Honda.
Every game counts. Saturday night on WGN America, AJ Jr. and the Sox playoff push rolls through Kansas City. Royals, White Sox. Saturday at 7 Eastern on WGN America. Becker, tonight at 12:30 East, 9:30 West on WGN America.
That ball's gone. A home run. Sox win. Sox win. Yes. Cubs win. They win it. Oh, baby. Last of the second. Berkman, Blum, and Pence against Carlos Zambrano. Swung on and missed. First two guys in this inning, switch hitters. Pence a righty. Berkman putting together another huge campaign. He has scored 110 runs. That has tied his career high. And he hasn't done a lot of damage against the Cubs. Kind of like you, and I see those numbers, it makes me cringe a little bit.
You just know the law of averages for a good player, a good hitter like Lance Berkman. Eventually, he's going to get his. Just hope it doesn't start until Tuesday. He's had his struggles against Carlos Zambrano in their respective careers as well. Lance Berkman only batting .150 lifetime against Big Z. That's 9 for 60.
I think they have calibrated The pitch speed gun, that one at 94. Which is more within the range of what Z's fastball is. The way it was in the first inning, I was kind of thinking about after the game going down and airing it out. See what I could hit. A one-hopper to Ronnie. Lou Pinella's favorite restaurant is Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse. Go where Lou goes for Chicago's best steaks in Chicago, Rosemont or Lombard. Call 773-HOLY-COW or visit harrycareys.com for reservations. Here's Jeff Blum. Big two-run homer against the Cubs on September 2nd in the 11th inning. I think one of the reasons Blum has hit so many big home runs is because he's been a really good pinch hitter in his career, and he tends to come up in those spots quite often, even though he's been in the starting lineup a lot here lately. 1-2.
I'll tell you one thing you have to like a lot about Zambrano in the early going. Now, granted, he's fresh. He hasn't pitched for 12 days. His arm angle is really good right now. He's getting up on top of those pitches. That time he dropped down a little bit by intent. Get the out at first base as Derek Lee shovels on to Big Z covering the bag. But those high 90s fastballs that we saw in the last inning and the mid 90s fastballs that we've seen in this inning, he is right almost over the top. Definitely a good sign.
Had some DL time in the middle of the year with a mild shoulder strain. The recent diagnosis was inflammation in the shoulder and rotator cuff tendonitis. Pence has hit in 13 straight. Fastball strike. Low, 1-1.
Len, watching the Astros take batting practice today, they looked a little lethargic, which is to be expected. They didn't get in here to Milwaukee till around 2 or 2:30 this afternoon. Took the team bus to the hotel, which coincidentally is the same hotel that the Cubs are staying in, and then came right out here to Miller Park to take batting practice. But one Astro that looked like he was plugged in and ready to go is the man at the plate. Hunter Pence is putting on a show in batting practice.
Down the middle. Z with his second strikeout. Through 2 innings, he has not allowed a base runner. The Cubs lead early, 1-0.
What goes into making a Budweiser? The same things that always have. The choicest hops. The perfect blend of 2- and 6-row barley. The signature flavor that can only come from Beechwood Aging. And a 130-year-old promise that will always stand. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
The next available representative will be with you in 4 hours, 10 minutes.
Get your identity stolen? You'll spend day after day on the phone getting it back with calls to the bank, credit cards, the Social Security office, and on it goes.
Please continue to hold.
Fortunately, there's Farmers Identity Shield. For just $65 or less per year, your credit is monitored.
Thank you for holding.
Plus, a personal fraud advocate helps make all those calls. So make only one now to a Farmers agent. 1-800-FARMERS.
I learned a lot when I found out I had high cholesterol, but I didn't know that it may have led to my erectile dysfunction. That's why my doctor told me about Levitra.
Certain medical conditions, including high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, can decrease blood flow, which may lead to ED.
That was news to me. My doctor told me Levitra could help.
Levitra works by increasing blood flow to help treat ED.
Levitra works for me. Maybe it can work for you.
Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems, are on alpha blocker therapy, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss of vision or hearing, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away. Ask your doctor if Levitra is right for you.
Every game counts. Saturday night on WGN America, AJ Jr. and the Sox playoff push rolls through Kansas City. Royals, White Sox. Saturday at 7 Eastern on WGN America.
WGN America. TV you can't ignore.
This Thursday's Band Camp and Investments Day at Wrigley Field. Don't miss the action as the Cubs host the Milwaukee Brewers at 1:20. Lucky seat winners will win great prizes throughout the game. Compliments of Band Camp and Investments. Ronnie Cedeno slices one foul. I'll tell you, the two lower sections around this ballpark have pretty much filled up completely. And I see a few fans way up top. They basically had less than 24 hours to sell tickets. There's a base hit shot through the hole on the left side. Cubs fans jumped all over the opportunity to come up here and catch some bonus Cubs baseball. Here's Big Z.
Carlos from his stronger side of the plate, at least as far as the average. A .450 hitter as a right-hander. .321 as a lefty. Both of his sacrifice bunts this season have come as a left-handed hitter. And as you can see, no sign of bunt on that first pitch.
Ended some streaks in his last start, which came against Houston. 8-game hitting streak. An 8-start RBI streak. Encouraging beginning on the mound tonight. See if he can do some damage at the plate. You think Randy Wolf's going to throw one in this area code on the 0-2, considering the two pitches Z is offered at?
Well, he shouldn't, but as we say all the time, pitchers make mistakes. Z way out in front of a slow breaking ball that time, just couldn't hold up. Great move to first base by Randy Wolf, but he has picked off 2 base runners this season. A lot of times those are base runners going on first movement from a left-handed pitcher.
Astros have gone 8-1 in his first 9 starts since he was acquired from the Padres in late July. Ground ball, base hit on an 0-2 after Z had flailed badly at the first 2 pitches, as you were saying.
Yep. Tried to come back with that same slow breaking ball. He got Carlos to chase in the dirt for strike 2 rather, but left it up over the heart of the plate. Z got just enough of it to get it through that left side. Carlos starting another streak.
2 on for Soriano. Soft pop-up, and it's caught. And actually, they called the infield fly rule as Newhand made the catch. 1 out in the inning. Now 5-0. Pat Burrell with his 31st home run. That would be a 4-game sweep. And the Brewers are off tomorrow before beginning the big 3-game series against the Cubs Tuesday night. I have the Cubs probables for that series. Ryan Dempster will go Tuesday, Jason Marquis Wednesday, Rich Harden on Thursday. And the Brewers will go with Sabathia, Sheets, and Parham. How about the Brewers will be in Chicago tomorrow watching the Cubs on television play in Milwaukee. It's a little odd.
That is very odd. And Ned Yost, the Brewers skipper, tried to jumpstart his dormant offense by rearranging his lineup a little bit today. First game of the doubleheader, they had Corey Hart leading off, Ray Durham hitting third, Fielder in his traditional 4 spot, but Ryan Braun slid all the way down to the 5-hole, more to provide protection to Prince Fielder, tried to get him some pitches to hit. And it didn't work too well in game 1.
2-1 to Terrio, good eye, 3 balls and a strike. Cedeno and Zambrano started the inning with back-to-back singles, and then Soriano popped out to second. Pence will get together. It'll be Pence to grab it. Hey, Cubs fans, don't forget to check out our WGN baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link. Look for Len and Bob's baseball blog. On the blog tonight, I have a post previewing this matchup here in Milwaukee. Game notes from our friends at Stats. There's a link to our current podcast, the playoff coin flip scenarios. Once again, WGNTV.com. Click on sports. Look for the link to Len and Bob's baseball blog. D. Lee struck out swinging his first time. In there for strike 1. Slow curve. 0-2. There will be no shutout for Wolf tonight, but the one he got at Wrigley Field was the 8th of his career, and the first one in about 4.5 years. Driven deep the other way by D. Lee. Pence is back on it, and it's going to hit right at the base of the wall. Cedeno's in. Here comes Z. He scores 3-0. That came on an 0-2 pitch, so Randy Wolf in this inning twice has given up 0-2 base hits, and that one was a big one.
Derek was fooled slightly by the pitch, but was able to keep his hands back and explode on that ball at the last instant. Drove it into that gap in right center field off the wall. I'm not sure if Carlos ran through a stop sign or just kind of was late getting around third. He scores easily as that ball got away from all the cutoff men. Not sure what the holdup is here right now.
Quaddy, the third base coach, went all the way up to home plate to tell something to Aramis.
Well, the entire time he was walking toward Aramis, he was looking into that Cubs dugout on the first base side. I'm not sure what Lou Piniella was trying to impart to Mike Quaddy, but whatever it was, it went away as fast as it came up.
After the pitcher just went from first to home, maybe they were just telling Aramis, don't swing at the first pitch. Well, you know what I thought about when he was coming around third? And Ted Lilly banged into Yadier Molina the other day. I was thinking, if there's a play at the plate, Humberto Quintero better get out of the way fast. I don't think he'd want to be in Z's way.
Probably about the last thing in the world that Lou Piniella and Larry Rothschild want to see their starting right-hander do. Ted Lilly just absolutely bowled over Yadier Molina down in St. Louis the other day. He was out at the plate, but I think his inspired play really rallied his teammates.
That's a foul ball. Molina was back in the Cardinal lineup today, but they lost again in Pittsburgh, and they got swept, and they've dropped 5 in a row. Kick in the pitch. That one's rocketed to deep left. And it's going to be over Erstad. Lee will easily score. Ramirez hit it too hard. He ends up with a single. And now he's going to head to second base as the throw gets by Berkman. So it's 4-0. It'll be a single and an error.
Well, this is one of the harder line drives we have seen in a long time this season. Ramos Ramirez takes an outside fastball and absolutely squares it up on a line to left field. He just drove it right over the head of Darren Erstad, just off the base of the wall out there in left field. He's thrown back into the infield. Got away from everybody. Miguel Tejada was just trying to flip it back into second base and threw it way wide of the bag. Ramirez eventually ends up on second base.
That is a rare error on the Astros. They're 62nd on the season. By far the fewest in the majors. Next on the list, the Mets, who went into today with just 75. But a lot more than the Astros. Soto. And there was a little slip by Pence, and he won't get there. Ramirez will trot home. Soto on his way to second. A standing double for Gio. Pence seemed to lose his footing out in right, and it cost him, and the Cubs get another one.
Slicing line drive hit to right field off the bat of Giovanni Soto, and you're right. Pence came in a step or two, then tried to change directions. Momentarily lost his footing and then just couldn't catch up to it, even with his great speed. The Cubs just banging that ball around Miller Park. Boy, that error by Miguel Tejada. The Astros have played 148 ball games, counting tonight. He's played in 145 of those. That's only his 10th error on the season.
Looks like Fernando Nieve has gotten up quickly for the Astros. This kind of looks like the series the Cubs played against the Brewers back in late July, early August, when they won all 4. Jumped on them early and often. One ball, no strikes on DeRosa. 4 runs in. Way out in front and crushed it foul. Big hit by Derek Lee on an 0-2 pitch, 2-run double. Ramirez and knocked him in. Soto followed up with an RBI double. 1-1 to DeRosa. Ground ball right to Mike Quade.
Well, the Cubs obviously have scored 5 more runs than they did against Wolf in that complete game shutout, but they've also recorded as many hits in 3 innings as they did in 9 against Randy Wolf back on September 2nd. 3rd. September 3rd. More than anything else, he's just missed his spots. I mean, even when the Cubs have taken pitches for called strikes, you see Humberto Quintero behind the plate reaching from one side of the plate to the other to catch pitches. When he's tried to come inside, he's left the ball outside. When he's tried to go away, he's thrown the ball in.
With a single and a run, and he's getting enough rest now. And go after the changeup, 3-2. DeRosa, the 8th Cub to bat here in this inning. Payoff pitch. Johnson will be the 9th to get an at bat. That is going to be it for Randy Wolf. Dewey Robinson already made a trip to the mound, their pitching coach. So the Astros will make an early change. It'll be right-hander Fernando Nieve. And we'll be back.
My journey began when I met Caleb, a mysterious woman in great danger. Now, our destinies are joined to defeat an evil force. Don't die trying.
So you're looking to lower your cholesterol. Well, you're not alone, because millions of Americans are. So Cheerios gave away 1 million bowls of cereal. Why? Because Cheerios can help lower your cholesterol 4% in 6 weeks. Not long at all. Just 6 weeks. So join the challenge and get $6 in coupons at CheeriosChallenge.com.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for Men. Keep your edge.
Chicago Cubs baseball from Milwaukee on WGN Sports is brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Cubs fans have enjoyed the start of this one as their team leads 5-0. Cubs already getting into the Astros bullpen. Right-hander Fernando Nieve.
Pitching in his 7th ball game. Lofty ERA, has given up 10 base hits in 5 innings pitched.
Reed Johnson batting with 2 on. Here we go. Upstairs, ball 1. Pitch is a little bit outside. 2-0. We're told only about 6,000 tickets have been sold for tomorrow's game, which starts just after 1 o'clock Central Time. And you could purchase tickets on the internet, I believe, at Cubs.com, Brewers.com, and Astros.com. You can go to any of those websites. You will be fed ultimately to Brewers.com. And you can get your tickets. Come on up, catch the Cubs and the Astros. Long look by Nieve as a sign from his catcher, Quintero. 2-2. Cedeno on deck. If Johnson gets on, Big Z will have to come out of the dugout again. So I'm sure he won't mind. That'll be foul. As weird as it is to be here and to not be playing Milwaukee, there is a big familiarity factor for both teams. Both playing in the National League Central and coming here as often as these two teams do. I think it would have been a lot different if we had ended up in Seattle or even Tampa Bay, which is a place the Cubs went earlier this year. But they're not used to being on that side of the field. The thing about this place is the visiting clubhouse is as nice as any home clubhouse in all of baseball. And while you're just steps from the dugout, when you walk out the door in the visiting clubhouse, it's kind of a maze of hallways over in the home side. Another foul by Johnson.
Also, Lou Piniella doesn't have his own office on the home side here. They locked the door to Ned Yost's office, and Lou is in a rather large dressing room with the rest of the coaching staff. Certainly has everything he needs to prepare for a ball game and plenty of room to do it, but it's just kind of odd to see the manager sitting in the coach's room.
By the way, if you need to reserve a boardroom for a big meeting tomorrow morning, you probably could do that. They have all kinds of space over in the home clubhouse area.
As we mentioned before, I'm assuming that the reason is the Astros probably feel more comfortable in the visiting clubhouse and on the visiting side of the field because that's what they're accustomed to when they come to this ballpark. It really seemed odd for me to be in that first base dugout. The last time I was in there was the 2002 All-Star game.
Foul pop. Quintero over near the barrier, and it landed one row in. He might have been able to reach. His problem was there are two stools where the bat boys sit. Kind of had to navigate around those.
I think those are just considered part of the field when a ball is fouled into that area. You just have to deal with all the paraphernalia in the on-deck circle and also those two stools right there that the bad boys use.
Pretty luxurious setup there for the bat boys with the stools. They don't have to kneel like they do in tennis. To the count, the runners will get a head start. Good at bat by Johnson. It's gone on for a while. This will be the 11th pitch from Nieve to Johnson with the runners going. Swing and a miss. That'll end. It was a very good inning for the Cubs. They scored 4 times and lead 5-0.
2 supernatural super blondes and 2 back-to-back hours of magical mayhem.
Oh, what'd you expect?
Bewitched.
I'm a witch.
And I Dream of Jeannie.
No kidding, really? Of course, Master.
Sunday night at 11 East 8 West on WGN America.
Why did I not think of that?
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done.
And I was surprised to learn that it may have led to my erectile dysfunction. That's when my doctor told me about Levitra.
Certain medical conditions, including high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, can decrease blood flow, which may lead to ED.
That was news to me. And my doctor told me Levitra could help.
Levitra works by increasing blood flow to help treat ED.
Levitra works for me. Maybe it can work for you.
Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems, are on alpha blocker therapy, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss of vision or hearing, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away. Ask your doctor if Levitra is right for you.
Love the sign. Maybe could have added Mr. Seelig, but Carson's first Cubs game. Carson looks really, really excited to be here. Put me down! 5-0 Cubs. And their own section to themselves. Did he have a belt on? It looked like it was working.
Yeah, a defective belt.
Newhand, Quintero, and Nieve. Randy Wolf didn't even get in at bat. Kaz Matsui had a back injury and was activated a while ago, but he still has not participated in game action. Newhand getting the start at second as he flails. I think was a good splitter from Z.
Hey fans, watch the Cubs take on the Cardinals this Friday at 1:20. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a Cubs white t-shirt, compliments of Anheuser-Busch, and those gentlemen could use a white t-shirt right about now.
Quintero chops it. Picked up by Z, and he gets a nice throw. Almost took a big divot out of the grass. And Tim Cheetah going out, cleaning up the mess.
Repair your divots. Pretty nice play. Fortunately for the Cubs and Carlos Zambrano, they had the right guy running down the first baseline. Boy, that could have been disaster for Carlos right there. He was able to maintain his balance as that right foot started to slide out from underneath him. He caught himself, flew off balance onto D. Lee, and plenty of time to get the Astros catcher.
So Nieve getting it at bat. The Astros briefly had somebody up in the bullpen in case somebody got on base. And then Cecil Cooper would have pinch hit for Nieve. 1-1. To Derek Lee. That'll be easy. 3 unassisted. 9 up, 9 down for Zambrano. We'll go to the 4th. 5-0 Cubs.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo. I've agreed to have myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff gives you double Pepsi stuffed points.
With double stuffed points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips.
Because double really is better. Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuffed points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
You're watching the Time Channel, and looks like we got a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jimmy. What time is it?
It's 11:21.
Thanks. Love the show.
Sure thing. Let's go to line 2, see what's on your mind. Hello, Time Channel.
Hi, I'm sorry the last guy kind of stole my thunder. You already answered my question.
Oh, you mean about the time.
Your town shall be haunted no more.
They were fearless. They were ferocious.
Don't panic!
They were the Brothers Grimm.
Papa, they're famous.
Right you are, son.
He is my daughter.
And a fine wife he'll make some lucky man.
Discover the heroes
We'll find your sisters.
behind the legend.
We will give it a happy ending.
The Brothers Grimm.
Saturday night at 1:30 on WGN America.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Time for tonight's AT&T text poll question. The wild card race tightening up, so we ask Cubs fans, who are you rooting for in the National League wild card race? Text to 97999. A for the Astros, B for Milwaukee, C for the Phillies, D for the fading Cardinals. Again, text your response to 97999. We'll give you the results a little bit later on. The poll is brought to you by the new AT&T. See what's new at the new AT&T. Visit att.com for details. I think he caught just a glimpse of that kid's sign, a nominee for the
great
sign of the night to all of his teachers. Promised his parents he'd sleep on the way home. One strike to Cedeno. Cedeno got things started in the last inning, and he drives this ball the other way. Pence is back on the track. He's going to get this one. Priceless.
I was just slept in class the next day. Well, Z gets to turn around from the left side of the plate where he's much more of a power threat. 3 of his 4 home runs this year have come as a left-handed hitter. He's driven in 11 as a lefty.
He hasn't seen a pitch tonight that he hasn't liked. Except for that one. 1-1. One and two. His pitch, and he struck him out. Z's 1 for 2. Got a lot of emails early on. The 2 most frequent questions is Bernie Brewer in the house. I have not seen Mr. Brewer. And number 2, will they have the sausage race? And we understand the answer is no.
Well, I call him Bernie, first of all. And I haven't
You're on a
seen
first name basis with him.
No sausages, huh?
Maybe they travel with the Brewers. Maybe they're in Philadelphia.
We probably could have arranged for some guest runners in the sausage race tonight. I'm sure we could have found some volunteers.
Outside. Six hits for the Cubs. The Astros with none. They knocked out Randy Wolf in the 3rd inning. Gave up 5 runs, 4 were earned. the pitch. Dropped in a slider for strike 2. It's full, 3-2. Cubs getting a break, and they would have had a break even if they had played this series Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No Roy Oswalt. There's been quite a tear on the mound. 32 1/3 scoreless innings. Back-to-back shutouts for Oswalt. Their next pitch Tuesday night in Florida.
Boy, that's a huge break. Anytime you could miss an opposing team's ace pitcher, not only the ace pitcher, but the ace pitcher who is on an unbelievable roll right now, as you mentioned, you have to consider that a break.
It'll be Tejada in the outfield grass. And the Cubs go down 1-2-3 for the second time. They lead by 5.
They were fearless. They were ferocious. They were the Brothers Grimm. Discover the heroes.
We'll find your sisters.
Behind the legend.
We can give it a happy ending.
The Brothers Grimm.
Saturday night at 1:30 on WGN America.
Guys, let's talk commitment. Relax, talking about beer. Budweiser has stayed true to the same recipe for over 130 years, through 5 generations. They could have cut corners, but they didn't, because they won't sacrifice quality or great taste. 130 years. Now that's commitment.
I love commitment.
So fine that I really want to make you mine.
We only got one room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good? Oh. Towels are kind of scratchy.
We test America's largest 3G network every day. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive pink BlackBerry Curve, now just $99.99.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. The greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
You're watching the Time Channel, and looks like we got a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jimmy. What time is it?
It's 11:21.
Thanks. Love the show.
Sure thing. Let's go to line 2, see what's on your mind. Hello, Time Channel.
Hi, I'm sorry the last guy kind of stole my thunder. You already answered my question.
Oh, you mean about the time.
Hey, music fans, the alternative rock post-grunge band Live is coming to the House of Blues Chicago Sunday, September 21st, part of the Bud Light Music Series. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster at 312-559-1212, Ticketmaster.com, or the House of Blues box office. Live, brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming.
It's lightning crashes by Live. And we're live in Milwaukee, 2-0 on Darren Erstad. Remember how the ball game started for Z. He went 3-0 on Erstad before coming back, getting him a 4-3 ground out. And he's 3-0 again. In the home half of the 4th, and the Cubs lead 5-0. When the Astros left Houston, their plane was the only one running at the airport. It was closed. As you said, they got here just a few hours before game time. It'll be a very quick 2-game series. They'll be right back on their plane tomorrow to head to Miami, and the Cubs will bus home to take on the Brewers Tuesday. Everybody said it was a bit of an eerie feeling going out to the airport and having nobody else there. Foul tip, strike 3. So he comes back and gets Erstad again after a 3-0 start.
When he has missed the zone, it hasn't been by much. And when he's had to throw a fastball for a strike, he has been able to rush it past the Astros hitters in this game. Carlos obviously feeling very strong out there on the mound tonight.
Been really efficient. Just over 40 pitches to this point. Swing and a miss by Michael Bourne.
Well, the hot gun is back. That last fastball at 97.
Coming back on a 1-1 pitch. Soto framed it for an extra second. Didn't get the call from Tim Cheetah.
Pretty good looking splitter right there. That one looked like it stayed in the strike zone, but Tim Cheetah fairly thought it fell out of the strike zone there at the end. Another borderline pitch. I was just saying, he hasn't missed by much when he's missed the zone.
That entire at bat. Bourne becomes the first Astros base runner. Z had retired 10 in a row to start his night. Nothing in one on Tejada. The Astros were done. On August 26th, they were 11 out in a wild card. Right now, they're just 2 back. 4, 6, 3. Double play, inning over. Well, the sinker baller getting that big double play ball, and that's it for the Astros. 5-0 Cubs.
This is great.
Finally relaxing.
Oh, boy, I really needed this.
Look at that. It's amazing.
Wow. I could stay here forever. I'll be in the car.
Okay.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Check.
Strength meets intelligence. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Honda.
I'm Mr. T, and this is my Night Elf Mohawk.
God, T, there's no such thing as a Night Elf Mohawk.
Shut up, fool! Like I was saying, my Mohawk storms through mighty forests on his frost saber. My Mohawk...
T, it's a warrior, not a Mohawk.
Well, maybe Mr. T hacked the game and created a Mohawk class. Maybe Mr. T's pretty handy with computers. Has that occurred to you, Mr. Condescending Director? I'm Mr. T, and I'm a Night Elf Mohawk. What's your game?
World of Warcraft. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. 1 A Day Women's.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm a WKRP
Hi, I'm Dan Patrick. Join me for Cubs Sox All Access.
Monday at 85 West, only on WGN America.
Now tonight's Honda Accord game summary. Visit your Honda dealer. Test drive the all-new 268 horsepower Accord V6. Leadoff homer for Alfonso Soriano, getting the Cubs offense going. A 4-run third, and the story tonight on the mound, Carlos Zambrano's faced the minimum through 4. Terrio, Lee, and Ramirez against reliever Fernando Nieve. 1 ball, no strikes. I asked Ryan about his family back in Baton Rouge. He said he made it through Ike okay. There was some damage during Gustav. But he said, my basement's flooded in Chicago.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh. And I'm sure he's not the only one.
We have to be nearing record amounts of rainfall, I would think, for a short period of time. It seems like it's been raining forever in Chicago.
Jim Ramsey from WGN. So we got 8.5 inches of rain this weekend. Can't get in here tonight. Roof closed, panels closed. Very comfortable inside. Terrio got under it. And Pence will haul it in. Let's take a look at our WGN Sports upcoming baseball schedule in high definition, sponsored by Comcast. The White Sox will make their final trip to Yankee Stadium. They'll face the Yankees Tuesday night at 6. Wednesday, we'll have the Cubs hosting the Brewers from Wrigley Field at 7 on WCIU. And then the Sox and Yankees at the stadium Thursday night, 6 o'clock on WGN Sports. Big 2-run double for Lee in the 3rd inning after he struck out in the 1st. Outside, 2-1. Ramirez with an RBI hit and the 4-run third as well. Big cut, came up empty. 2-2. Lee and Ramirez teamed up on defense in the 9th inning Thursday, that wild game in St. Louis. They were able to get Brendan Ryan. Ramirez tagged Ryan after he overslid third base. 2 down. Still wondering how the Cubs held on to that game.
It was pretty miraculous.
Terry Wood got Albert Pujols to end it. A couple of great catches helping out Carlos Marmol in the 8th. Soriano and Fukudome. And the Cubs knew at that point that they probably weren't going to play ball for a couple of days. With the hurricane bearing down on Galveston and Houston. So the Cubs flew home to Chicago, off Friday, off Saturday. And then back in action tonight. Gary said to me before the game, whenever we play the Cardinals, it's like Pujols bats 3rd and 8th. He's always up in a big spot.
Hey, it seems like he's in the on-deck circle every inning. The Cubs were able to retire him in a big spot.
A 1-1 count on Aramis. The pitch. Quintero makes a catch, and the Cubs go down quietly in the 5th. 5-0 they lead.
Baby, if you've ever
WKRP.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo. I've agreed to have myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff gives you double Pepsi Stuff Points. With double Stuff Points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips. Because double really is better. Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuff points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
Honey, if you want to get rid of your gray hair, try my hair color. It's really easy.
Women's hair color can take 30 minutes. Just for men, take 5.
No one will notice.
Earth colors every hair. Just for men, target's only gray. The truth is, men need just for men.
The next available representative will be with you in 4 hours, 10 minutes.
Get your identity stolen, you'll spend day after day on the phone getting it back with calls to the bank, credit cards, the Social Security office, and on it goes.
Please continue to hold.
Fortunately, there's Farmers Identity Shield. For just $65 or less per year, your credit is monitored.
Thank you for holding.
Plus, a personal fraud advocate helps make all those calls. So make only one now to a Farmers agent. 1-800-FARMERS.
From Ernie to Aramis and Shoeless Joe to Canerco, WGN America presents an exclusive baseball event. First up, get an inside look at 2 of baseball's finest teams with Cubs and Sox all access. Then, watch the results of the online vote in the all-time All-Chicago team. Dan Patrick is your host for a one-night-only baseball event, Monday at 85 West, only on WGN America.
Time for tonight's AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Carlos Zambrano in the early going tonight with an electric fastball, freezing the Astros hitters up there at the plate. Great movement on his splitter. Too much good stuff. Big Z. Thank you, AM/PM.
He faces Lance Berkman for the second time. Strike one. Slow roller handled by Lee. The flip to Z. They get the out. How do you feel on this big anniversary? 22 years and counting. September 14th, 1986. The game everybody wants to talk to you about. 4 errors in 1 inning, tying the Major League record. 2 home runs, including the game-ending blast. Jeff Blum gets this one out of play.
I've said it before, and I'll say it to my dying day. It was the most bizarre afternoon of my life. For those of you who aren't familiar, I was in the lineup with the Giants behind the plate catching Mike Lacoste when the ball game started. Unfortunately, our starting third baseman, Chris Brown, had to scratch very late, about 10 minutes before game time. So Roger Craig, the skipper, told me to grab your glove. You're playing third. And playing third is probably a little bit of a stretch. I stood at third base with a glove. And in the 4th inning of that ball game, I booted balls in every conceivable fashion. I threw a ball over the catcher's head, ultimately allowing 4 unearned runs to score. But as Zambrano records another strikeout, hit a solo home run to put us on the board. Came up later in the game with the bases loaded. Got a base hit to drive in 2 more. And then with 2 outs in the 9th inning on a full count pitch from Paul Ossenmacher, got a hanging slider and hit it into the bleachers at Candlestick Park to win the ball game. My skipper, Roger Craig, said I should be awarded Comeback Player of the Year for that one ball game.
That's a great line. And your wife, Joan, was watching, right?
Oh, she was
her
dying.
thought?
She was pregnant at the time, and she thought I was going to get released, and we were going to have to look for a job, and it was a lot tougher day on her than it was on me. It was the most incredible thing, though. I've talked to a lot of sports psychologists before and after that ball game, but it really was a perfect example of one of those times where you just kind of detach yourself and you rely on your reactions. And I wasn't thinking about anything. I felt like I was above the stadium watching myself play the game on the field. It was just a very calm feeling. The ball seemed to slow down. Everything around me seemed to slow down, and I felt like I could have hit a home run on any pitch that Paul Ossenmacher threw me there in the ninth inning.
Just missed inside, 1-2.
I think
you were right.
The key for athletes is to find a way to get yourself in that zone as often as possible. It happens so infrequently, but when an athlete is in that zone, they know it.
I think Z knows it. He just hit Pence. And he's really upset. Had him in a 1-2 count. Their second base runner, a walk to Bourne in the fourth and a hit batter here in the fifth. I guess if you're going to get hit, that's not the worst place.
Well, Hunter Pence is a skinny man. He's not easy to hit. You need to be pretty exact with your command.
So he works from the stretch for only the second time. Line and caught. Derek Lee right there as Newhan hit it hard, but right at the Cubs first baseman. He hasn't given up a hit through 5. It's 5-0 Cubs.
Scrubs. They're overworked.
Dr. Reed. I'm not sucking my thumb.
Underappreciated. And socially inept.
Are you planning on making this worth my while?
And on call 6 times a week.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Scrubs. 6 nights a week at 11 East 8 West.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up. The next, you feel worse than before. The answer is large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy and amino acids for focus, alertness, and better mood. There's 0 sugar, about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, and only 4 calories. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling bright, awake, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores. Or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
Hi. What can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about 2 sizzling, 100% pure beef patties with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the double cheeseburger? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's dollar menu.
Hey. You got everything I need, right? Chicken breasts?
Chicken breast. Chicken. Yes.
Carrots? Celery? Parsley?
Yeah.
Onions and garlic?
Garlic and onions, yeah.
And some sort of hors d'oeuvre?
Hors d'oeuvres. 3 kinds.
For a great soup, the ingredients make all the difference. Progresso just tastes better than condensed.
Somebody forgot their list.
Progresso, what a soup should be.
My journey began when I met Kaylin, a mysterious woman in great danger. Now, our destinies are joined to defeat an evil force. Or die trying.
Couldn't ask for more from Carlos Zambrano, pitching for the first time in 12 days.
This was a line drive to end the inning. Watch Zambrano try to help D. Lee get up the ladder there and catch that line drive. I love to see that happen on the field. A line drive hit at one of the defenders, and everybody on the infield jumps along with him.
Giovanni Soto starting the 6th. New pitcher for the Astros, Dave Borkowski. Nieve was perfect. Faced 7 batters and got them all out. Borkowski, the third Astro to work already. On Soto.
The Brewers have 11 relief pitchers available tonight. The Cubs, I believe, had 10 tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 pitchers, yeah.
And foul.
And I think that's going to be the next big topic of conversation at the winter meetings as Major League Baseball gathers. Talk about the September call-ups and the 25-man roster as opposed to up to a 40-man roster. It just doesn't seem right that teams play 5 months of the year with a 25-man roster, and suddenly in the last month of the season when the games are of utmost importance, you suddenly have an almost unlimited roster to work with, and guys who haven't even been with the team all summer long have a huge say in pennant race games.
Well, Soto sounded good off the bat, but he just didn't get it as Bourne makes a catch. Well, the GM who's championing the idea of changing it is Doug Melvin, the Brewers general manager. And I think the best idea I've heard is bring up as many as you want, maybe, cap it at 40. You pay him the major league salary, so the union doesn't have a problem with it. And then you cap the game day roster. Either 25 or 30. So let's say you have 33 guys available. Each night you hand in a card with not only the lineup, but your roster for that particular game.
And it could change from day to day. If you have a starting pitcher throw a complete game the day before, maybe you carry a little extra bullpen the next afternoon.
Pence will get there and DeRosa's out.
Or the other way, if your pitcher gets blown out early, you have to use a lot of bullpen in a ball game. You might want to carry an extra pitcher or two in that next day's game. You could alter your roster from day to day depending on what you need, but yet still have somewhat of a limit on the number of players you can run out there on a daily basis.
And I guess my interest would be in, managers who manage the game the best lose, I believe, their advantage a little bit in the final month. You don't have to hem and haw or really agonize over using a pinch runner or an extra reliever when you have extra guys to use. Fouled back. 1-1 on Reed Johnson.
I mean, you're absolutely right. The best managers in the game, in my eyes, are the guys who consistently get their players in good matchups, whether it's a hitter against an opposing pitcher or vice versa. The good managers seem to consistently get the right matchup, get the one they're looking for.
High fly to left. This is Erstad, and the last 10 Cubs have been retired, but they have a nice cushion. Z will go back to the mound with a 5-0 lead.
Bud Light is brewed to give you everything you want in a beer. Never-ending refreshment, superior drinkability, and now, X-ray vision. X-ray vision no longer available in Bud Light.
Let's go somewhere else.
The superior drinkability, however, remains.
Bud Light keeps it coming.
I learned a lot when I found out I had high cholesterol, but I didn't know that it may have led to my erectile dysfunction. That's why my doctor told me about Levitra.
Certain medical conditions, including high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, can decrease blood flow, which may lead to ED.
That was news to me. My doctor told me Levitra could help.
Levitra works by increasing blood flow to help treat ED.
Levitra works for me. Maybe it can work for you.
Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems, are on alpha blocker therapy, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss of vision or hearing, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away. Ask your doctor if Levitra is right for you.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. The greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
You're watching the Time Channel, and looks like we've got a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jimmy. What time is it?
It's 11:21.
Thanks. Love the show.
Sure thing. Let's go to line 2, see what's on your mind. Hello, Time Channel.
Hi, I'm sorry the last guy kind of stole my thunder. You already answered my question.
Oh, you mean about the time.
WGN America, your summertime home for baseball.
Well, there you see the line score as the Cubs jumped all over Randy Wolf early, and Carlos Zambrano's been in total command throughout as he faces the catcher Quintero. Hit foul, 2 strikes. Jack Castle up in the bullpen. His brother Matt is a new Patriots starting quarterback and beat Brett Favre today. Swing and a miss. Get a pinch hitter here for Borkowski as Z has struck out 6.
This time on an elevated fastball. He's had great command of everything in this ball game tonight. The 4-seam fastball that he throws up high in the zone like that one. The sinker he throws down low in the zone trying to get ground balls. He's thrown some good splitters. Slider's really the only pitch that hasn't been there for him, but quite honestly, he hasn't needed it.
Mark Sacomano pinch hitting. On Monday against the Pirates, a pinch hit homer on the first pitch of his first Major League plate appearance. Supplied the go-ahead run in a Houston win. The 22nd player ever to go deep on the first pitch of his career. Now 1-2. Time to see how you voted on tonight's AT&T text poll question. 35% of the Cubs fans saying they want Milwaukee to win the wild card. Smart fans called strike 3. That would mean the Cubs will have won the division. Two outs.
Right after I said Carlos didn't have a good slider going, he drops one in there for a called strike 3, just at the knees, right over the middle of the plate.
Erstad for the 3rd time.
No 3-0 count this time.
Nope. Low and away. 0-2. Fans are on their feet. A huge majority of Cubs fans here in Miller Park. Ground ball, Ryan Terrio. Inning over. Z hasn't given up a hit through 6. We're off to the 7th. 5-0 Cubs.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo. I've agreed to have myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL kickoff gives you double Pepsi stuff points.
With double stuff points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips.
Because double really is better. Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuff points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for Men. Keep your edge. What the?
You guys okay?
We're trapped, and there's 7 of us. There's no way we'll fit in there.
There's room for 8.
Oh, forget it. We have too many beverages.
There's like 12 cup holders in here.
But what about this bison?
That thing got my blood a-boiling. That's probably just the seat warmer.
Seating for 8. Ride Ready. The new Pilot, only from Honda.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. 1 A Day Women's.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up. The next, you feel worse than before. The answer is large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy and amino acids for focus, alertness, and better mood. There's 0 sugar, about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, and only 4 calories. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling bright, awake, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores. Or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
He has been nearly perfect. He's only given up a couple of base runners, a walk and a hit batter. And 69 pitches through 6. No specific pitch count. Lou said before the game, probably between 90 and 100. But he has looked very strong. And he's going to bat second in the 7th. Stay informed throughout the 2008 season with MLB.com Team Text Alerts. Customize your mobile alerts, including news, game summaries, scores, and more. Sign up now by texting Get Cubs to 65246 or visit MLB.com/mobile. Now, is that for Mr. Cub, or does he think he is Mr. Cub? There's only one Mr. Cub.
That's right. He looks nothing like Ernie Banks, but we appreciate the fact that he feels he's Mr. Cub. Here's Mr. Castle, excuse me.
Jack Castle.
9-5 with a 3.67 ERA in 19 games at Round Rock. He's 2-2 with a 5.32 ERA in his big league career.
Pumps a strike to Cedeno's at 2 really good swings tonight. An RBI single to start the 3rd inning. And he flied to deep right in the next frame. 1-1. bringing Tejada in. He'll barehand. What a play by Miguel Tejada. He really tumbled to the ground after the throw. He landed, it looked like on his neck. Here comes Z.
Great play by Miguel Tejada. Made an error earlier in this ball game on a sloppy throw back to second base, but this is about as good as it gets. Puts everything on that throw, off balance, ended up crashing to the infield grass and grabbed the back of his neck after the play was over.
Ball and 2 strikes. And Carlos pitch. Struck him out. Don't do it.
You've got thoughts about it. Don't do it.
He was teasing us. Soriano taking all the way. Didn't even consider swinging at the first pitch.
I hope we have that on tape. Don't see that happen very often.
Swings at that one, and he dunks it over Tejada and in front of Erstad. Bonzi's 2 for 4. Leadoff homer and a single.
The game got off to a rollicking start for the Cubs. Alfonso Soriano leading off with a home run. That's our Nissan drive of the game. Fonzie taking a low fastball from Randy Wolf, putting it way back in the bleachers in left field, spotting the Cubs to a 1-0 lead right off the bat. That's tonight's Nissan drive of the game.
Pence comes over and catches it as Terrio robbed of extra bases. And they'll stretch here in Milwaukee. They're rooting for the Cubbies tonight. We'll hear that as we go to break 5-0.
On the south side of Chicago, you will find this trophy. Here on the north side, you'll find hope. Join me, Dan Patrick, for an all-access look at a great baseball town.
Monday at 80s 5 West, only on WGN America.
Like the ad says, there's hardwood floors throughout.
Nice.
Hey, you want a Bud Light?
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you. I split in the rent. There's more money for Bud Light.
Great.
Ready to see your room?
Yeah.
Hey, Ruiz, say hi to Brian.
The thing is,
make yourself at home.
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
That chili is not sitting well.
Ah, yes, the Geico Gecko in migration. Driven by primal instinct to help people save hundreds of dollars on their car insurance.
Hey, do you see that guy over there? He's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Gotta be kidding me.
What a clever creature.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and I'm a shaman. I'm a conduit of the ancient forces of nature. You're no doubt wondering, hey, Shatner, how do I hurl bolts of lightning? Simple. Get World of Warcraft, dog. You can be anyone you want. I'm William Shatner, and I'm a shaman. What's your game?
World of Warcraft, the #1 online game. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
The next event
available representative will be with you in 4 hours, 10 minutes.
Get your identity stolen, you'll spend day after day on the phone getting it back with calls to the bank, credit cards, the Social Security office, and on it goes.
Please continue to hold.
Fortunately, there's Farmers Identity Shield. For just $65 or less per year, your credit is monitored.
Thank you for holding.
Plus, a personal fraud advocate helps make all those calls. So make only one now to a Farmers agent. 1-800-FARMERS.
Everyone's got their eye on the prize.
The most interesting case gets the ticket to Reno.
They're exploring every crack.
And as you can see, the ass is on the front.
It's Reno or bust.
You're getting fake breasts? Stripper big.
Next Scrubs.
Scrubs tomorrow at 11.
Time for tonight's Cubs legendary moment, brought to you by the all-new Horseshoe Casino. We go back to September 8, 1972. Ferguson Jenkins with 5 straight 20-win seasons under his belt makes it 6 in a row against the Phillies in Philadelphia.
He got it. That's it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Fergie. There's number 20 of the year for the 6th consecutive year. The famous Cy Young Award winner of the Chicago Cubs has won.
Fergie struck out 7 for his 9th complete game of the season. The Hall of Famer notched 127 wins, 24 shutouts during the years 1967 to 72, and his run of 6 straight 20-win campaigns. It's tonight's legendary moment, thanks to the all-new Horseshoe Casino, where entertainment knows no bounds. This guy's pitching like a Cy Young winner, looking tonight for his 14th win. Fans having a lot of fun tonight as they roll out the barrel. There's a little Milwaukee flavor for you after the 7th inning stretch. It looks like the attendance tonight will be in the 20s.
Various estimates before the ball game, 20,000, maybe as many as 25 or 30, depending on the weather's cooperation outside here in Milwaukee, but a very nice crowd. All things considered.
Milwaukee hosted a series between the Angels and the Indians last year in April because of snow in Cleveland. Tim Cheetah, I think... what do we have going?
I believe we got a defensive replacement. Looks like Felix P.A. has come in to play center field, and Tim Cheetah just wanted to make sure that the official scorer was aware of that defensive change.
Michael Bourne takes strike 1. Outside. Astros with base runners in the 4th and the 5th. Bourne walked his last time up. Pence was hit by a pitch in the 5th. 1-2.
As we mentioned earlier in the ballgame, some problems with the radar gun here at Miller Park tonight. They had Z as much as 98 in the early going, but that last fastball at 93, that seems a little more realistic. Not that Carlos cannot throw 98 miles an hour, but I think he's probably in the mid-90s, consistently between 92 and 94.
Ground ball past Z. Cedeno up with it quickly. They get the out.
It's a time of the ball game for the defense to get dirty if necessary. This is where you really extend yourself to make defensive plays behind Carlos Zambrano in a game like this. And it helps to have a 5-run cushion because, a sinking line drive to the outfield, you take your shot in a ball game like this. Go ahead and leave your feet. If the ball happens to get past, so be it.
Tejada, then Berkman. Ball 1. easy all night. He's gotten all of his pitches over for strikes. And he's ready for a 1-1. Terrio this time, backing up a bit. Lots of time. In the 7th, it's Berkman. Got a piece of it from the bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia. Phillies still lead. It's 6-1 over Milwaukee as the Phillies are shooting for a 4-game weekend sweep. Could be a huge day for the Phillies because the Mets lost 7-4 at home against the Braves. So the Phillies could end up being a game out in the East and tied for first in the wild card if they hold on. Swing and a miss. 1-2. They'll stand again here inside Wrigley Field North.
Where Gio wanted it. Split her in the dirt. Don't make a mistake with that pitch to Lance Berkman. Leave something up over the heart of the plate where he can put a good swing on it. If you're going to miss further down.
Cut by Berkman, 2-2. Count holding. Blum on deck.
It may have been the best pitch that the Astros have had to hit in this ball game. A slider that was up and over the heart of the plate for Lance Berkman. He put a good swing on it, fouled it straight back.
Goes off third, but that's going to hit the railing right beyond the dugout, pound into the seats. It's tough for the Cubs outfielders to remain on their toes. Astros have hit one ball into the outfield. That was Tejada's fly out to right in the first. Lots of strikeouts and groundouts. Strike 3. No hits through 7. Berkman didn't like the call by Tim Cheetah. Big Z looking as good as we've seen him all year. 5-0.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Check.
Strength meets intelligence. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Honda.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up. The next, you feel worse than before. The answer is large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy and amino acids for focus, alertness, and better mood. There's 0 sugar, about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, and only 4 calories. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling bright, awake, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores. Or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
You're watching the Time Channel, and looks like we got a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jimmy. What time is it?
It's 11:21.
Thanks. Love the show.
Sure thing. Let's go to line 2, see what's on your mind. Hello, Time Channel.
Hi, I'm sorry the last guy kind of stole my thunder. You already answered my question.
Oh, you mean about the time.
Scrubs, 6 nights a week at 11 East 8 West on WGN America.
Top of the 8th, Derek Lee against Jack Castle. Cubs 5, Astros nothing. Now the catcher's not avoiding Carlos Zambrano. A couple of words, Soto and Z, they've worked brilliantly together tonight. 2 balls, no strikes on Lee. Cubs offense was very loud early, pretty quiet against the bullpen.
This is an odd kind of a ball game for a catcher, too. I mean, when you hang down those fingers in any normal ball game, you don't really give too much thought. You know the opposing hitters, you know their strengths and weaknesses, you know what your own pitcher has working on a given night, and it's pretty much second nature to know what pitch to call in each situation. And, of course, the pitcher always has the option of shaking his head no if he doesn't want to throw that pitch. But as you get deeper and deeper into a ball game like this, a little more thought goes into the fingers you hang down there.
Pence with a beat on it, he'll catch it. First start in a while. Pitch count fine, 85. Through 86 in his last outing against these Astros. Got a no decision. 3 runs in 5 innings. That was 12 days ago on September 2nd. A 102 Ramirez. 2 balls, no strikes. The fans who bought tickets over the last 24 hours are happy they did.
I would assume so.
We watched a brilliant pitching performance backhanded by Newhand, and he throws out Ramirez. While we have a moment, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Strike on Giovanni Soto. Stay tuned. The WGN News follows our broadcast. Jeff Hoover, the WGN Morning News producer, will be up early tomorrow. And I wish Jeff and his wife Tracy a very happy belated 8th wedding anniversary. Also, get well wishes to Chris Barsati, recovering from surgery at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago. I'm sure Chris riveted to the action tonight. Hope you're feeling better. Ooh, he fouled it, I think, off his back foot.
Like a glancing blow. Gio, I'll tell you, he does not like to recognize pain. Whether it's at the plate fouling a ball off his foot or behind the plate getting nicked with a foul tip, he doesn't like the umpire to go out and sweep off home plate and give him extra time. He wants to keep the game moving.
Drills it, and another slip by an Astros outfielder. It was Erstad that time as Soto lines out. Bottom 8 coming up.
2 supernatural super blondes and 2 back-to-back hours of magical mayhem.
Oh, what'd you expect?
Bewitched.
A witch.
And I Dream of Jeannie.
No kidding, really? Of course, Master.
Sunday night at 11 East 8 West on WGN America.
Why did I not think of that?
Just this room, wall-to-wall in teal.
Exactly.
And, if you got a little extra carpet lying around, there might be a little something extra. For you.
I'll see what I have.
Hey, you're home early. What do you think?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Very easy, honey.
Hey, mister, are you going to the laundry room?
I was.
It's a dead zone. Reception is terrible, and calls go away for all eternity.
I have the Verizon network.
You good?
That's cool.
We test our network every day to be America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive pink BlackBerry Curve or the BlackBerry Pearl, now just $79.99.
This is a strawberry Pop-Tart, and this is the warm, fresh-baked taste of a strawberry toaster strudel. See the difference? Pillsbury Toaster Strudel, the one kids want to eat.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay. Okay.
The power of pizza in a bite-sized snack. Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
How about that score? The Phillies beat the Brewers again, and they sweep the 4-game set. There's now a tie for the wild card spot in the National League. Zambrano facing Blum, Pence, and Newhand here in the last of the 8th. Cubs and the Astros from Milwaukee. To right, and it is going to be caught by DeRosa on the move.
Can of corn. Like Blum hit it a little bit out toward the end of the bat, but the ball was hooking toward that right field corner. Those long strides by Mark DeRosa. He's able to make up a lot of ground and turn that into a relatively easy catch in the corner.
Pence struck out looking in the second, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Nothing in 1. Z has thrown a first pitch strike to 3 out of every 4 batters. 1-1. They are hanging on every single pitch. 23,441 in attendance. Still 1-2. Z has reached 90 pitches. He comes on a 2-2. Ooh. Full count.
Just didn't have enough movement back toward that outside corner. That was the four-seam fastball. It just stayed outside the edge.
Payoff pitch. Popped him up. Carlos will catch it in foul ground.
One of those pop-ups that wasn't hit that high in the air. Zambrano, we know, is a good athlete. He calls everybody off and makes the running catch in foul territory.
2 outs in the 8th. And not too many Cubs are sitting on the bench. They're off the top step. Newhand. Outside, ball 1. With the Brewers' loss, Cubs now have a 7-game lead in the division, pending the outcome of this ball game. To Newhand, pop foul. This will get back toward the seats and out of play right behind the tarp. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, and consistently, when he misses, he is not missing by much. Sinker away, just fell off the outside corner at the last instant.
Swing and a miss. He's gotten through 8 and has not allowed a hit. 9 strikeouts through 8. We'll head to the 9th, 5-0 Cubs.
Rocking performance. Exceptional control. Destination tires with Unity technology. Only from Firestone.
This is my hotel.
My hotel. As a business owner, I know what business travelers need.
That's why we offer our free Gold Crown Club International card.
Use it to earn points towards free nights, airline miles, rental cars, and more.
We're ready for business, wherever.
your business takes you.
Join the rewards program that gives you rewards faster. Stay any 2 qualified nights at Best Western between September 14th and November 21st, and you'll earn triple points as a AAA preferred member. Earn even more at bestwestern.com.
Hey, look, I know your fancy little gizmo here is going to tell you to take the highway because it seems faster, but trust me, I've been doing this a long time, and I got a little shortcut. The next light, you're going to want to
Turn left.
Okay, but here's the part no one knows. You're going to want to take the second
left.
But you can't go straight this time of day, so you're going to want to...
They're right. Park Street.
Park Street is...
Is that a new suit?
With its exclusive IQ routes, the new TomTom Go uses real drive times to calculate the fastest route. TomTom, go confidently.
Join me, Dan Patrick, as we choose the all-time Chicago baseball team.
Monday at 9 East, 6 West, only on WGN America.
You're watching the Time Channel, and looks like we got a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jimmy. What time is it?
It's 11:21.
Thanks. Love the show.
Sure thing. Let's go to line 2, see what's on your mind. Hello, Time Channel.
Hi, I'm sorry the last guy kind of stole my thunder. You already answered my question.
Oh, you mean about the time.
Discover the heroes.
We'll find your sisters.
Behind the legend.
We'll give it a happy ending.
The Brothers Grimm.
Saturday night at 1:30 on WGN America.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, chatting with the catcher Giovanni Soto. Top of the 9th. Cubs lead 5-0.
Yeah, the pitcher spot due up second for the Astros in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and they have a slew of pinch hitters available. If I'm not mistaken, all right-handed hitters available off the bench for the Astros, with the exception of Kaz Matsui, who's a switch hitter.
Backhanded by Jeff Blum, and he throws out Mark DeRosa. And Kaz Matsui hasn't been in action in a while.
There's time for tonight's Bud Light Fan Cam. The Cubs and their fans are on top of the world. That's top of the world from the Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen. That's tonight's Bud Light Fan Cam.
Felix P.A. with his first at bat. He came in to play defense in the 7th. Hit hard, but dropped by Newhan, and he recovers in time to get the out. We'll have a pinch hitter for Cedeno. It'll be Kosuke Fukudome, who will likely stay in and play right, and that'll send Mark DeRosa to second base. I guess he's going to leave him in.
I can't figure that out.
99 pitches through 8 for Z. Everybody has their camera out now here in the 9th. One strike on Kosuke. Too low. 1-1. Off the plate inside. Fukudome with a big leaping catch in the 8th inning. On Thursday in St. Louis. Jumping on Carlos Marmol. Trying to get on base here for Z. A shot at the plate. Erstad in left. Bottom 9. Don't go anywhere as Carlos tries to make history.
WGN America. TV you can't ignore.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo. I've agreed to have myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL kickoff gives you double Pepsi stuff points.
With double stuff points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips.
Because double really is better. Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuff points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
It's time for everyone to wake up and seize power. The power of over 7,000 movements a minute. The power to clean tooth by tooth and reduce up to twice as much plaque as a regular manual brush. The power to demand a dentist-like smooth, clean feeling every day. Power to the people. Oral-B.
I'm Mr. T, and this is my Night Elf Mohawk.
Cut, T, there's no such thing as a Night Elf Mohawk.
Shut up, fool! Like I was saying, my Mohawk storms through mighty forests on his frost saber. My Mohawk...
T, it's a warrior, not a Mohawk.
Well, maybe Mr. T hacked the game and created a Mohawk class. Maybe Mr. T's pretty handy with computers. Has that occurred to you, Mr. Condescending Director? I'm Mr. T, and I'm a Night Elf Mohawk. What's your game?
World of Warcraft. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
There are cinnamon rolls. And then there are Pillsbury Grand Cinnamon Rolls, made with Cinnabon cinnamon. See the difference?
But if he likes me, why would he act that way?
Well, he's kind of like this crescent roll. Flaky on the outside, soft on the inside.
Oh, I get it.
Carlos Zambrano getting ready for the bottom of the ninth. Fans are already standing all around the ballpark. This is when Z walked out of the dugout to get ready for the last of the ninth. And we want to welcome those viewers watching ESPN's coverage of the Tigers and White Sox around the country, along with Bob Brenly, Len Casper here in Milwaukee. The Cubs and the Astros in the bottom of the ninth. Humberto Quintero hits a ground ball to Ryan Theriot. One pitch, one out. Pinch hitter now. Jose Castillo for Jack Castle, the pitcher. That last pitch was the 100th of the night for Carlos.
Jose Castillo 5 for 21 lifetime against Big Z.
Strike one at the knees. Inside. The two lower levels in this ballpark packed. Over 23,000 in attendance tonight. And they have been riveted by the performance of Carlos Zambrano. A chopper to Theriot. He backs up a bit. Two down. Here comes Darren Erstad. He is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out. Bottom of the ninth. The pitch.
once again, when Carlos has missed, he hasn't missed by much tonight. That slider just stayed a little up. He's been so in control in this ball game, and by that I mean harnessing his emotions out there on the mound and focusing all his energy on the pitches that he has to execute. He has to continue to do that here.
2-1. By the way, as we mentioned, DeRosa now playing second, Fukudome in right. Astros up on the top step, over in the third base dugout. Here's a 2-1 pitch, fouled back, 2-2. Tons of Cub fans here in Milwaukee. This is technically a home game for the Astros. The 2-2 pitch, he bounced it up there. About the only time he's missed badly all night.
As badly as he missed, he did miss in his favor. You don't want to hang a breaking ball up there on a 2-2 count to a good hitter like Darren Erstad. He missed, and he missed by a wide margin that time.
Three and two with 2 outs. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. A no-hitter. Carlos Zambrano has no-hit the Houston Astros. Oh, baby. The first no-hitter for the Cubs since Milt Pappas in 1972. What a ball game. His teammates couldn't get to the mound fast enough. And how often have we said he has no-hit stuff tonight? He finally did it.
A lot of questions surrounding this start for Carlos Zambrano. It had been 12 days since he pitched in a major league game, has had some shoulder discomfort. I think he answered a lot of questions tonight.
Base runners, a walk to Bourne in the fourth. He hit Pence in the fifth. That was it. As he acknowledges the Cubs fans here in attendance tonight, and really every baseball fan in attendance had to appreciate what they just witnessed.
He finishes it off with a split finger fastball, gutsy call. Gets an aggressive swinger to chase a pitch well out of the strike zone, but he was so in command from pitch one of this ball game until strike three to Darren Erstad. Congratulations to Carlos Zambrano and the Cubs, and special tip of the cap to Giovanni Soto. A rare thrill for a catcher to call and catch a no-hitter.
And we have Carlos Zambrano with us down on the field. Carlos, Len and Bob here. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. You know, still can't believe it, you know, and it's just exciting.
Take it all in.
I'm tired, man, you know.
You should be.
Yeah. I'm tired from, you know, jumping in the mound with my teammates, you know. But this is great, man.
That's a good kind of tired, Carlos. It looked like you really had everything working well tonight. Your fastball was popping. How did you feel after 12 days off?
I felt good, man. You know, I think the rest helped me out a lot, you know, and I was able to command my fastball today, and I know my pitches was working great today, and, you know, I was watching the gun in the first inning. You know, I was throwing it 99, 98. So I say, let's get it on. You know, when I felt like that, you know, just challenge the hitter and just be aggressive.
Carlos, you started the game 3-0 on Darren Erstad, but you still felt good, right? No problem.
Yeah.
Just needed that first strike.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, you know, that make me get a little, you know, distracted from the game. You know, that some the umpire calls and want me to talk to me, and I say, you know, I feel too great to, you know, to argue with the umpire and, you know, just let it go and just pitch the game.
Was anybody on the bench saying anything to you? I mean, I assume you knew you had a no-hitter going. Was anybody talking to you on the bench?
No, Gio just told me that, you know, just come on, let's go, you can do it. And that was it, you know. And the pitching coach in the ninth inning, he told me, use your leg, and you know, that helped me a lot.
Do you know when the last Cubs no-hitter was thrown?
Mil Papas.
You're right. Do you remember the year?
I don't remember. But
Before you were born, 1972.
Every time I go to the Cubs convention, he said, you will be the next one, you will be the next one, you know, and I appreciate that, you know, the confidence and you know, everything that he said to me in the Cubs convention.
All right, Carlos, last thing. You have the stage. Anything else you want to say?
You know, I just want to give thanks to my Lord and you know, all the people that believe in this team. And, you know, the next step would be the World Series. That's the main concern.
Congratulations, Z. That was fun to watch.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
What a performance. Carlos Zambrano pitching in front of the home fans here in Milwaukee as they give him a big ovation. We could sit here and say that we felt that this was going to be the night, but there had been games in the past. One was against the Astros in Houston where we felt the same. It tells you how difficult it is to get through a lineup.
Well, you bring up a great point, Len. There's a lot of pitchers in baseball that have no-hitter stuff. On a given day when everything is working well for them, they get the right umpire behind home plate, the right opposing team, and their stuff is working well. You feel like they could throw a no-hitter on a given day, and that's the way Carlos has been pretty much every start he takes the mound. You always know that it's there and it's possible, but it was pretty evident early on tonight that even Carlos felt like he had no-hitter stuff tonight.
Well, let's have a ball with our friends at the Illinois Lottery. History made tonight as Big Z throws the first Cubs no-hitter since 1972. Cubs are on top of the world tonight. 10 strikeouts on the night.
Boy, and the thing was, Len, he didn't really need much help from his defense. There wasn't a miraculous diving catch or a barehanded play by an infielder. I mean, as you said, the outfielders only had 2 fly balls in this ball game. There was 1 foul pop-up that Z took care of himself. He punched out 10 guys. A lot of weak ground balls hit to the infield. That's a sure indicator that Carlos has his good stuff working.
This was already going to be a memorable night because the Cubs and Astros were meeting in Wisconsin. And after a 2-day layoff, the Cubs offense was sharp early on, and all he needed was 1 swing from Soriano in the first inning. We'll be back to wrap it up with our final totals in tonight's Budweiser play of the game. But first, we're going to send it back to Bob Jordan in Chicago to see what's coming up on the WGN News after the game.
From Ernie to Aramis and Shoeless Joe to Canerco, WGN America presents an exclusive baseball event. First up, get an inside look at 2 of baseball's finest teams with Cubs and Sox all access. Then, watch the results of the online vote in the all-time All-Chicago team. Dan Patrick is your host for a one-night-only baseball event, Monday at 80s 5 West, only on WGN America.
The hotter the hot. The colder the cold. the greater the demand. The more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Batteries built to meet or exceed original equipment standards for cold cranking amps. Batteries built with the power to hold up to heavy electrical demands. Batteries so good they come with a coast-to-coast warranty. Only at AutoZone.
Hi. What can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, now on WGN America.
I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. The Chicagoland area Dodge dealers and the all-new 2009 Dodge Journey. AT&T. See what's new from the new AT&T. Visit att.com for details. Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. And by Southwest Airlines, the only airline to offer low fares without hidden fees. Book now at southwest.com, where what you see is what you pay. Here are your beautiful totals. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Cubs. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left for the Astros. The winning pitcher, Carlos Zambrano. He's now 14-6. Randy Wolf takes the loss. He drops to 10-12, 2 hours, 17 minutes in front of a raucous crowd of 23,441 here in Milwaukee. Here's tonight's Budweiser play of the game. Probably the last pitch.
Oh, it's not the DeRosa catch in right field? Congratulations to Carlos Zambrano and Giovanni Soto. A rare thrill for a couple of professionals. What a ball game.
So on September 14th, 2008, the first Cubs no-hitters since September 2nd, 1972, Milt Pappas against the San Diego Padres. Our next WGN-produced broadcast of Cubs baseball will be Wednesday night from Wrigley Field. The Cubs will play Game 2 of their upcoming series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Our broadcast will begin at 7 o'clock Central Time on WCIU Channel 26. We're back on WGN Sports next Sunday, our final regular season home game of 2008. Cubs hosting the Cardinals. Our broadcast starts at 1 o'clock with a leadoff man show as we celebrate 60 years of Cubs broadcasts on WGN. Once again, the final score tonight, Cubs 5, Astros nothing, a no-hitter for Carlos Zambrano. So now for Bob Brenly, Pete Thomas, Skip Ellison, Mark Brady, Bob Borwald, and our entire WGN Sports crew. Great work by all. Len Casper reminding you to stay tuned. The WGN News with Jackie Bang and Bob Jordan coming up next. What a memorable night from Milwaukee.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo. I've agreed to have myself doubled in size so that you never forget that new lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL kickoff gives you double Pepsi stuff points.
With double stuff points, you can earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast, like MP3s, electronics, and even chances to win free trips.
Because double really is better. Also available in diet.
For a limited time, get double stuff points when you drink lemon-flavored Pepsi NFL Kickoff and earn lots of cool stuff twice as fast.
This is a strawberry Pop-Tart, and this is the warm, fresh-baked taste of a strawberry toaster strudel. See the difference? Pillsbury Toaster Strudel, the one kids want to eat.
power of pizza in a bite-sized snack. Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Dad? It's time. You'd be a really nice catch for somebody. Please?
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the gray hair, and can start something great.
Yes!
Just for Men.
On the south side of Chicago, you will find this trophy. Here on the north side, you'll find hope. Join me, Dan Patrick, for an all-access look at a great baseball town.
Monday at 80s 5 West, only on WGN America.
Hey, everybody, Len and Bob, what a performance. 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. He allowed 2 base runners, and really defensively, there were no huge highlight reel plays.
Well, I'm sure if you talk to the players that made those routine plays, they would tell you that there was a lot of stress involved in even the simplest of plays. And I said it at the time, I give a huge tip of the cap to Giovanni Soto. He's played so well this year, we forget he's a rookie catcher, and that is a real treat for a catcher to get to call a no-hitter.
Yeah, Gio said that Carlos shook him off 5 or 6 times the entire night. He actually said it was pretty easy to call that ball game.
Well, I could have called a ball game that night. I mean, when Carlos has his good stuff and his body language is good and his mental focus is good and he keeps his concentration on what he has to do, that's what he's capable of doing.
It was the first no-hitter ever thrown at a neutral site. Carlos Zambrano with a no-hitter for the Chicago Cubs. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.